Right. I thought I'd do this. I was just curious about it because I was shoveling a lot. And I'm just gonna let me see if I can add some more things here. Ooh, sorry. So this reading is just a random thing that's might be happening for today, February 17th, where I am. And I don't know if it's affecting anybody, but there's a lot of snowfall coming through because of global warming. Um, but I wanted to see specifically if there was anything related to, one second here. Oh, it all disappeared. Okay, I have to turn that back out. Okay, um, and then Xenon. Okay, I'm going to be working with a few asteroids today. So welcome to my channel. Sorry. You're probably wondering, who is this guy? What's this? What's it all about? Okay, so this reading is specifically for snowfall. I didn't want to do anything else, but the first thing that came to mind was Ixion. But I wanted to see where there was a connection and to the charts. So now I'm getting the chart for February 17th. I'll show you what it looks like actually. Um, we'll see what we get. Okay, so I like to kind of um, that's not what I want. Go down. I want to open this one. Okay. All right. Let's see. So we have Ixion. So it's trine south node, sextile north node with Venus. So that means there's a natural flow, most likely with the flow of things, little things happening. Virgo usually rules little things. Technical things, probably science. I don't know if it really has anything to do with that. But I notice here that let me double check here. I don't see a connection, but it is Psyche. Psyche is things to do with snow. Let me double check here. Heavy falling objects. So it's usually about heavy things, I think, falling objects. Alicanto is also part of heavy objects. So unexpected things that totally make sense. Um, It's not retrograde, so 27 degrees. So that means it's coming to the Earth. That's also in Taurus. That totally makes sense right now. There's a square to work that has to be done by the people. Mars, right here, it's square Uranus. It also square Alicanto. Alicanto is a dwarf planet out there. He's about, Alicanto is one of the mythical creatures, or is it one of the it's from, I forget which one, I think it's Peruvian or something like that. Don't remember. There's so many asteroids I'm working with, but this myth is about heavy stuff as well, specifically this one. But it's also square sun and the moon. So that means the government and people are working through things that are heavy. Probably includes this weather stuff as well. Um, I wouldn't discount it. Let's see where global warming. Let's see. Global warming, I would say, is usually tied to Phaethon. Phaethon was the lost unknown son of Helios. Um, but it's also tied to Helios. So let's try adding that in here. Let's see if we have a connection. There's usually something. With Phaethon, what happened with Phaethon, the myth is that he didn't know he had a father. So he kind of just, when he met his father, he rode the chariots and he burned through the skies and he represents that. Okay, that totally makes sense. Helio is opposite. There's a T square to Helio, the sun, the moon, and Uranus and Alicanto. That totally makes sense why there's heavy global warming. So that also kind of explains the snow. Now, with Pluto being trying to Alicanto Uranus conjunction here, and Pluto rules Scorpio, the modern rules Scorpio. That explains that whole like people going through the heavy stuff. that also includes global warming, but it's also warming up, right? So with the snowfall, I can't really pinpoint if it's that, but at the same time, I would say as Ixion is tied to weather. Ixion here is in Capricorn, so I would say it's places that are mountainous, usually high up places. I live in past the mountains when I would say necessarily high elevation, but we're above sea level. So mm, mountainous places, probably secluded places, kind of like that could apply to the city where I live. Um, I'm trying to feel trying to see what it is. But I don't see Lucifer connected to other content because heavy rainfall, but it is square pi Psyche. So Psyche is also about that whole heavy snow. Right? So if I were to go here, let me go back to my uh, snowflakes. That kind of makes sense. Snowflakes falling. That's Lucifer's tied to falling objects. Right? So there is a square there. It's actually uh, another T-square. So that means that there's a certain things that are like that would kind of explain. I wouldn't necessarily say it's heavy, but it is tied to north node, meaning the direction we're headed towards, which is north node, but it's tied in Pisces. Pisces is tied to water. That would totally make sense. With Alicanto, Uranus, there are also unexpected snowfalls. That kind of explains that as well. Now, Uranus rules um, Aquarius, though that explains the heavy work into Mars. Mars having to work where we put our energy a lot into. That explains why Mars here is with the people, people having to work hard. Specifically, I would say in northern places, because we're talking about Capricorn and Aquarius. It's in the season right now between the two. Actually, it's already in Aquarius, late Aquarius. So that totally explains that. Um, why there would be this, this placement shows this right away. Prometheus, Mars rules Aries, so that kind of explains why people would be going through this new stuff. Prometheus rules, I don't say global warming, it's called the, what is that one called? Snowball Earth. I'm not saying we're headed towards Snowball Earth, which is freezing, but it explains kind of like these things that are melting. Prometheus also kind of rules weather indirectly, I would say. I'd have to double check the information. I just wanted to do a quick reading. I'm not doing a specific detailed reading, but I wanted to see the connection. I thought this was very interesting. So I think that's about it. Um, I can't go too much into detail because I don't want to spend too much energy. I get a little tired. So, anyways, um, thank you for watching. For those who are new to my channel, I know I'm doing this at the end. Welcome. I specialize in microastrology, which is not an officially coined term. I'm coining it myself, but yeah. So happy winter, everyone. I'll see you guys later. See you guys later. See you guys later. Have a good one.